My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. I just made it out here to this awesome campsite, which is in the Pisgah National Forest. I've never been to this site before, but I'm definitely going to mark it because it's pretty good. It's very level, which is fairly uncommon for this area. As it stands right now, it is not raining, but the fog is very, very thick, and there's a lot of moisture falling from the trees here. This morning we had a lot of rainfall, but it slacked off about an hour ago. More rain is on the way, and because of that, we should act fast. Let's go ahead and let's get our shelter systems put up. That way we're protected for whatever may happen. And just like that, my friends, I have the canopy set up. This is part one of my shelter system for this adventure. I have this in addition to a tent. An interesting fact concerning Coleman canopies is that the company recommends that you do not use them in the rain. They state specifically that if you do, they will tear up. Because of that, I put a tarp on top here. This will keep it, for the most part, dry. What I'm going to do now is add some walls to this to keep out blowing rain. That's because later on tonight, they're calling for thunderstorms and also some stronger winds. As you all can see, my canopy shelter has been set up, and I can tell you all this is incredible. On the inside here, it is blocking all of the wind. It is substantially warmer on the inside than it is out here. Speaking of which, it's about 48 degrees. I have wanted to build something like this for a long time. People use canopies like this all the time, but I have yet to see someone build a fortress out of one, and that is what this is. I have to admit, I did mess up a little bit. When it comes to the panels here, I purchased these for the Oasis Coleman Canopy. The thing is, along the way something was messed up, as these do not fit this canopy, but I was able to rig it so it does work. This is a 10 foot by 10 foot, but these panels are for a 12 foot by 12 foot. So to solve the issue of them being too big, I've created tie-out points down at the bottom in the middle, and I have staked those out. And now they work perfectly. Because these panels do not have stakeout points down at the bottom, I had to create my own. I took a stone, put it on the inside of the fabric, and then I took a slip knot, wrapped that around it, pulled it tight, and then staked it out. And now I have a stakeout point, and these panels now work with this canopy. This is the forecast for the rest of the day tonight and tomorrow morning. Showers likely, mostly cloudy, high around 48 degrees, winds around 10. Rainfall amounts up to 1/4 of an inch. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms, low around 45 degrees. Rainfall amounts around 1/2 an inch. Tomorrow morning, on and off showers, but with winds up to 30 miles an hour. That will be interesting with this here. If I have to, I'll tear this down, but we'll just have to see what happens. If I knew this Storm Fortress canopy was going to be as good as it is, I would just camp in it tonight. But I don't have the right equipment to do that. For example, a cot and whatnot. I definitely do not want to sleep on the ground tonight with so much rain being forecasted. For this trip, I have a tent. And since it's not raining too heavily, I should go ahead and set it up. Setting up the canopy, that was easy. Setting up this tent was very, very easy. This is a quick to set up nature hike tent. And I want to say this is good for like 6 people. This is a large tent. Now over the next couple of weeks, I will be doing numerous overland videos with large tents. And that's because there's a bunch of tents that I need to waterproof test. The village tent here happens to be one of the tents that I need to test out. I know already that this tent here is a good performer in the rain, but what about the wind? In this episode, we should be able to answer that question. And just like that, everyone, the fog is gone. We have some blue sky, some breaking clouds. We are now in really good shape. All I have to do is set up my table, my chair, and I am done. With this setup here, I have to say this is overkill for one person. Once I put the walls on this canopy and made a shelter out of it, this looks absolutely ridiculous. Huge canopy, huge tent, one person. This sort of setup here, I mean, this is awesome for anyone, but this is really meant for multiple people. You come out for a few days, you set up something like this, and you enjoy the conditions, you enjoy the rain, you enjoy being out with that special someone or your buddy. Everyone, that is an awesome cup of coffee. The sun is out, the rain has stopped. We have this incredible view. I didn't even notice it when we pulled in because it was so foggy. I know what you're about to say. Luke, I don't see any mountain, no incredible view. I promise you, when I said that, I was able to see this mountain, but now it is engulfed in fog. Maybe it's going to become foggy again. Kind of looks that way. We'll see. If it clears, I will show you all the view that I have. It's nice. The trees out here have been numbered for some reason. Very sporadic. I'm not really sure what the rhyme and reason is. I'm going to assume that they're going to be cut down. One is already cut down on the ground there, but some are big, some are small. None are damaged, so I don't know. It's a mystery. Speaking of mysteries, recently I spoke about a series of cases, 2 cases, one in Siberia, one in Russia, involving some backpackers. One took place in 1993, the other event took place in 1959. If you haven't seen that video, watch it, because those stories are crazy. To this day, those events have not been solved. Basically, you had a group of hikers, backpackers in 93 and another group in 59, and both groups died horrifically. The odd thing is that there were so many different similarities between the cases, the same sort of injuries, the same sort of brutality. For example, with both groups, fractured skulls, missing tongues, missing eyeballs. In both cases, the tents had been cut from the inside so that people can escape. Very strange stories. Again, if you haven't seen that episode, make sure to check it out. I think you'll find it interesting. After I put up that episode talking about those cases, I begun receiving messages, people asking if the Russian case from 1959 was the same one where they captured a photo of a Yeti, or like a Bigfoot. That perplexed me. Before I filmed that episode, I researched those stories, and not once did I come across anyone talking about a Yeti or a photo. But yet there were so many emails, so many messages mentioning it. So I did some research. That originated, guess where? Right here on YouTube. And unfortunately, it's not true. A few channels mentioned it, basically to get clicks. They altered some photos, and it took off from there. With that being said though, a camera was found at the campsite, but there were no photos of a Bigfoot or a Yeti or anything like that. There were some shadows on the ground, but yet no Bigfoot, no Yeti. That was just YouTube nonsense. I wish a photo of Yeti was captured, but that's not the case. It did not happen. Have you all seen those YouTube channels? The ones where they tell like strange stories involving the outdoors with like hikers and campers and whatnot. Those channels are absolutely full of crap. My channel has been ripped off by those other channels dozens of times. I appear in countless videos. I don't even know how many. You all send me links to videos all the time. The unfortunate thing is, YouTube has a very poor system in place when it deals with fair use. I'm not going to go into what all that means, but the gist of it is that it's very difficult for me to get those videos taken down because they're retelling an event that took place, like with my camping videos. If they were telling the truth, it would be no big deal. But unfortunately, there's not a channel out there that tells the truth. They make up the craziest junk. I've seen stories with me in it, clips from my videos, and they claim that I'm from Canada. I saw Bigfoot, I saw this, I saw that, had a ghost experience. I mean, just all sorts of crazy stuff. And they'll add in like AI clips, things that didn't happen. It is bizarre, funny, kind of sad, but still pretty funny. The next time you're on YouTube and you're watching 19 of the most bizarre things to happen to people while camping or backpacking or hiking, and I'm in one of those videos, make sure to tell the creator they're full of crap. They're full of crap, but they're creative. I'll give them that much. Some of the stories that they come up with are just absolutely insane. Most of the time, I don't watch the videos. The last one that I did, and unfortunately I don't remember the name of the video, when it was time to like talk about my experience, it gave me some weird name. It wasn't like Luke with the Outdoor Gear Review. It was like Kevin McDonald from Wyoming was out for a hike, blah, 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 blah. He saw a vampire or something crazy. I know this sounds insane, and it is, but seriously, those stories they're out there. Do I look like a freaking Kevin to you? No, I don't. Okay, maybe I do. I don't know. I've only known one Kevin in my life, and he was a rather short guy. Super stocky, though. He was a good dude. The thing about him was this, and this is gonna sound really silly. He would walk with a fake limp, and I don't know why. We all joked about it because like sometimes he would do it, sometimes you would catch him not do it. But he used that as a way, again this sounds stupid, to pick up women, and it freaking worked. It worked. He always had a girlfriend of some sort. One time, a few years ago, I was at this party, and I started talking to this lady, and she tells me that she's married to Kevin. And I'm just like, are you for real? Like, it absolutely blew my mind. She fell for the gangster limp, that's what we called it, and she fell in love with him. I was shocked. The thing is, I want to say that he, like, left her. I think he, like, cheated on her. I don't know. He was a character, that's for sure. The gangster limp, folks, it worked. It's a little bit after 5:30. The sun is going down. Clouds are rolling in. And it's getting cold and windy. I brought a fire pit with me, but I'm second guessing it because of the wind. I think what I'm going to do is seal up the front of this and get the buddy heater going inside of it. There's no reason why we should be cold on this trip. I'm almost in shock, folks. This is working out so incredibly well, even though there's gaps all over the place. Ah, it feels good. The temperature difference between in here and outside is substantial. Outside it's mid 40s. Inside of here, I don't know, upper 50s, maybe 60. Definitely the higher up it's warmer, of course. Feels good. If it gets really, really windy, I may have to take this down. Even though I'm using, super long 16-inch forged steel tent stakes. The ground here is primarily sand. It's compact, but it's not solid. So if it gets windy, I might have to just tear all of this down. You may be wondering, why did I set this up in addition to that big tent? I based everything that I brought with me on this trip on the forecast. The forecast this morning stated that it was going to rain until 5 p.m. That's not true. By roughly 12:30, it was done. I figured we would set this up. It would be raining out, but that's simply not the case. It did not work out that way. For dinner tonight, everyone, I'm having nachos, pulled chicken, tomatoes, onions, peppers, rice, sour cream, guacamole, chipotle ranch, and some taco sauce. Oh yeah. Skillet nachos are amazing. Also, what's amazing is the heat in here. It feels good. I will say, there's an echo in here. It's tripping me out a little bit. Look at it, now respect it. The other day, my friends, I received an email from a viewer, and he was asking me about my thoughts concerning what happened at Yellowstone recently between a hiker and a wolf pack. He sent me a link to a video, and I watched it, and it showed this guy out in a field, and he's walking away from this pack of wolves, and basically they're following him, and he starts spraying pepper spray in the air. All the while, whoever is filming this must be surrounded by other people. They're screaming at the guy, telling him to get out of there, calling him an idiot. So the viewer said, what would I have done in that situation? So I had to look into what exactly was taking place here, because from the video I couldn't tell. But it turns out that the guy had seen the wolf pack, had gone out to them, got their attention, and when he got their attention, he no longer wanted it. So he started backtracking, and then pepper sprayed them. So what would I have done? I wouldn't have gone out there. Apparently the guy was fined. Hopefully it was a lot, because that sort of behavior, not only is it stupid, but it should be punished with more than just a couple $100. If you make examples of people and their stupid decisions, then other people won't do it too. But if you just slap them on the wrist, others will copy it, plain and simple. I am so impressed with how well this is working. There's enough space in here for me to set up like a small tent in her. This could be like an all-in-one sort of camp, or sort of shelter, I should say. The one thing though, it's not going to be super great in the wind. Right now it's doing a good job of blocking the wind, but let's say a thunderstorm rolls in, it's windy, the rain's being blown. This would not be airtight, that's for sure. By the way, everyone, I was talking to my brother the other day. We were kicking around the idea of the possibility of another cross-country adventure. We talked about heading towards Area 51 again, and then maybe going out towards Death Valley and some other places. That part of the country is so unusual. The landscape, all of the military stuff that's taking place out there. That would be fun, that's for sure. Many years ago, my brother and I, we did a road trip out there, went to Area 51. I don't remember what the entrance was called. He's more into that stuff than I am, but we drove out this long gravel road, and that's where we met up with the camo dudes in the white truck. And they told us to get the hell out of there, and that's exactly what we did. We were far from home, and they were intimidating, I'll be honest. That was awesome. What a great story. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. I am going to finish up dinner and then contemplate what I'm going to do with this. It's dark, but I might go ahead and just break this down. I don't want to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's storming outside and the winds are at 30 miles an hour. And then have to go deal with this thing. I'll think about it. Everyone, I'm going to enjoy my dinner. I'll see you again soon. My friends, it feels great to lay down. I'm inside of the tent now, nice and comfortable. It is a whole lot warmer in here than it is outside, that's for sure. I looked at the radar, and it appears that rain will be moving in within a few hours. Already, it's getting foggy out there. As for the canopy, for now, I left it up. But I'm second guessing that decision. I'm going to lay here, watch a movie, and make a decision on that. I may get up and go take it down. I'm going to watch a movie, Unforgiven, one of Clint Eastwood's best movies ever. With the temperatures being in the 40s already, I'm sure I'll be turning that on soon enough. It is update time, my friends. As it stands right now, it is about 10:30. I just got back inside of the tent, and that's because I decided to go ahead and break down the canopy. Every time there was a strong wind gust, I thought about going out there and breaking it down, so I went ahead, I did it. It took a while to break it down, and that's because it is crazy foggy out there. Visibility is like 10 feet. I mean, seriously, you can hardly see anything. Anyways, I just checked the radar. Rain is right around the corner. Let it rain, let it rain. It is raining heavily outside. I may have heard thunder, but I'm not sure. It is windy out there, folks. Really windy. It sounds like the rain stopped, though. As it stands right now, it's almost 6 a.m. And I have to say, last night was the best sleep I think I've ever had. I slept so good. It was fantastic. Roughly half an hour ago, I turned on the heater just to kind of warm up the tent, but I stayed super warm inside of this bag here. This is from a company known as Coleman Canopy. Rated for 30 degrees. Very comfortable, warm, and it has some of the worst quality I have ever seen. The stitch work on this is awful. What a shame. Anyways, folks, it is time to get up, make some coffee, get on with our day. Oh yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It rained like hell last night. I mean, for hours and hours, heavy rain. It was so heavy that if there was thunder, I didn't hear it. I just heard rain beating on this tent, and that is it. It did get super windy, and that means breaking that down was the right choice, the canopy. Not only do I not have to do it this morning, but you never know. With that soft soil, that could have been a problem, so I feel good about the decision that I made. It was the right choice. Just like making this coffee here was the right choice. 3 packs, super strong. To the moon, you know what I mean? Already, the sun is coming up. It should be a pretty nice day today, actually. I want to say the high is like 56. Yesterday, 45. Today, 56. I want to say in a few days, it's going to drop big time. The temperature is high around 30, lows in the teens, possibly some snow. That would be nice. We'll see if it happens, but it would be nice. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. For you all, it's probably already happened. I hope you all have had a fantastic Thanksgiving. As for myself, I'm sure it will be great. My dad will be there, my son, Susie, of course. And that's pretty much it. Very low-key. Next year, our daughter, she will come with her husband. This year, she'll be with her husband's family, which we have not met yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm sure they're great people. I respect my daughter big time. Both of my kids, of course. But my daughter, she's in the military, living a life that I can't quite understand. The whole military lifestyle is something that I do not understand. I was not in the military, and I can't imagine what all of that is like. But she loves it. She leads a life of adventure, and I respect that big time. The military definitely offers an interesting path through life if you want to go career. And that's what my daughter's going to do. She's going to stay in until she can retire. At the same time, she's getting her PhD in psychology. And she's not too far away from having that done. She's a very smart woman, no doubt about it. She was a smart kid too. She had a lot of opportunities open up for her when she was younger because of her grades, academics, and whatnot. But she ruined most of that, to be honest with you. She just got in with the wrong crowd, became rebellious, and there was many opportunities that she earned that she chucked. But the thing is, that's life. That's how things go with children sometimes. So everything in the end worked out perfectly. It just took some time to get her on the right path. And that's why she's in the military. She did not have a choice in it, folks. We joke about it now that basically I manipulated her to get her into the military because I knew if she didn't get out of our town, get away from the people that she was hanging out with, she would either be in prison or she would be knocked up at like 17. So I had to do what I had to do to make sure that she got out of here, you know what I mean? And she did, and life is fantastic. So nothing is easy when it comes to kids, is it? What was it like, or what has it been like raising your kids? Has it been nice and easy, or has there been some rebelliousness? I'm curious. When it comes to kids, nothing is ever simple. And just because they act out for a certain period of time doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way forever. But then, again, at the same time, it doesn't mean that things are going to improve. My neighbor, they have a son. Super smart kid. He's a man now, really. When he was around 18 years old, he replaced a truck's transmission. It was an automatic. He converted it to a stick shift, and he did it all by himself at 18 years old with no official training or anything like that. He was super smart, and he knew vehicles, knew cars. He opened up a garage. He was very successful for a period of time, but things happened. Things got in the way. Problems were created by himself, and I don't know how things have worked out for him. All that I do know is that the parents have nothing to do with him to this day. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Maybe things will work out and they can talk in the future, but then again, maybe not. That's the first vehicle that has traveled this road the entire time that I've been out on this trip. And that's impressive. We are in a remote section of the Pisgah National Forest. It's not very popular, especially this time of year. There's just not much going on. Plus, with the rain coming in, most people wouldn't come out here. That's good for me though, because I've had this entire place to myself, and it has been fantastic. I haven't heard anybody. I haven't seen anybody. I will say, though, when I pulled in, there was something in the woods. I could smell it. It was a big animal of some sort. It might have been some deer laying down in the forest. It could have been a bear that was nearby. It absolutely stunk. I don't know when it moved on, but it definitely did. It got to the point where I couldn't smell it anymore, but there was definitely something out there. It's windy. Luckily, it's not all that cold. I want to say 45 degrees, something like that. When it comes to this tent, this is the village. This is an awesome shelter. Not only is it waterproof, but it does a good job of holding in the heat. This is a sort of hybrid tent. It's a winter tent and a summer tent. You have a lot of mesh, but you can seal most of it up. And because of the fly, which basically goes all the way down to the ground, it has a snow skirt all the way around it, it will hold in a lot of heat and at the same time block a lot of wind. But if you want airflow, you can have it. There are doors and windows all over the place. Plus, this thing sets up in about 5 minutes and it breaks down in about 5 minutes. I like that. Anyways, everyone, it is just about time to wrap this up. This was a great trip. It really was. It was very atmospheric when we pulled in, and it was super, super foggy. That was cool. Last night, it was insanely foggy. Being inside of the tent here, I could just barely make out the Forerunner. It was that foggy. Visibility was about 10 feet. Super, super foggy. Outside right now, it is clear. There's no fog. And again, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It looks like the sun is about to come up, folks. And that means it is time for me to say goodbye. I want to thank you all very much for joining me for this trip. I really do appreciate it. By the way, happy Thanksgiving. I know it's late. I'm sorry. I hope you all have had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. All right, let's break this down. Let's go home.